Christmas Eve. It's a time for joy, family, and togetherness, the glow of twinkling lights and the warmth of the loved ones gathered under one roof. But for one California family in 2008, the festive season turned into a nightmare. What began as a cheerful celebration ended in tragedy, a case of betrayal, rage, and premeditated violence that claimed 9 lives and turned a season of hope into one of horror so horrifying that it left a community shaken and a nation in shock. Covina, California, a quiet suburban city nestled in the San Gabriel Valley, known for its tranquil neighborhoods, it seemed like the perfect place to celebrate the holidays. The Ortega family, a large and loving household, gathered on December 24, 2008, for their annual Christmas Eve party. Joseph and Alicia Ortega, the family had created a tradition of bringing their children, grandchildren, and extended family together each year. It was an evening filled with laughter, food, and gift exchanges. At 11:30 p.m., the party was in full swing, but everything changed when the doorbell rang. Standing on the porch was a man dressed as Santa Claus, holding a gift-wrapped package. He was greeted warmly. After all, who would suspect harm from Santa on Christmas Eve? The Ortega family was unaware that this was Bruce Jeffrey Pardo, Sylvia Ortega Pardo's ex-husband, and he wasn't there to spread holiday cheer. He was there to execute a meticulously planned act of revenge. Bruce had married Sylvia Ortega in 2006, but their marriage quickly soured. Financial troubles were at the heart of their disputes. Sylvia discovered that Bruce had been hiding money from her and refusing to support her children from a previous marriage. Allegations of infidelity further strained their relationship. When their divorce was finalized in 2008, Bruce was ordered to pay $1,785 a month in spousal support. This enraged him. He felt humiliated and financially drained, especially since he had also been fired from his job earlier that year for falsifying his timesheets. Bruce was spiraling. Friends described him as bitter and resentful, particularly toward Sylvia and her family. Bruce began planning his revenge months in advance. He purchased guns, ammunition, and materials to construct a homemade flamethrower. He even rented a car and filled it with supplies for a potential escape, showing just how premeditated his actions were. For Bruce Pardo, this wasn't a spontaneous act of rage. It was calculated, cold, and fueled by a deep sense of grievance. Back at the Ortega home, Bruce Pardo's plan was about to unfold. When the door opened, he immediately pulled out a handgun and began firing. The Ortega family was caught off guard. Laughter turned to screams as panic erupted. Bruce targeted anyone in sight, showing no mercy. He shot both adults and children as the family scrambled for safety. But his arsenal didn't end with firearms. He unwrapped the gift-wrapped package he had brought with him. Inside was a homemade flamethrower designed to spread destruction. Bruce doused the house with accelerants and ignited the flames. Within minutes, the Ortega home was engulfed in a raging inferno. The fire consumed everything in its path, leaving no chance for those trapped inside to escape. 9 members of the Ortega family lost their lives that night, including Joseph and Alicia Ortega, the loving grandparents who had brought everyone together for the holidays. The flames burned so intensely that the coroner had to use dental records to identify the victims. Amid the chaos, one miracle emerged. A young girl, only 8 years old, managed to escape. She had been shot in the face but survived by hiding until the fire subsided. Her bravery and will to survive became a small light in an otherwise dark night. After committing the massacre, Bruce Pardo fled the scene. He drove to his brother's house in Sylmar, about 30 miles away. Inside his rental car, police would later discover thousands of dollars in cash, maps of the U.S. and Mexico, and materials suggesting he planned to flee the country. But Bruce's plan began to unravel. The flames he unleashed on the Ortega home also burned him severely. His Santa suit had melted into his skin, causing excruciating pain. Realizing that escape was no longer an option, Bruce ended his own life with a single gunshot to the head. His body was discovered by his brother, who immediately called the police. The Covina Christmas Eve Massacre left a permanent scar on the community. Survivors of the Ortega family faced unimaginable grief, and the neighborhood was left grappling with the question of how something so horrific could happen in their quiet town. If you found this story compelling, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more true crime stories.